Hi guys, this is AC Gamer back with a new video on KonoSuba Fantastic Days. Now, by the time you guys are seeing this video, the game should hopefully be out already. I'm not really too sure about the conversion of the time to my time, so I'm just trying to make this video going over a quick team building guide so that you guys can go ahead and figure out which characters you guys want to specifically reroll for. Obviously, in my last video, I did talk about Melissa being a character you should reroll for, but after that, you also need to go ahead and get some characters that will also benefit your team alongside Melissa. Or if you guys are planning to reroll hard, you could go ahead and reroll for 2 4-star characters, one of them being Melissa and the second one being a very top tier character, for example Megameme, Chris, and there's another character, I believe it's like Iris or something like that. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. This is a team building guide going over which characters will be beneficial in your team, as well as which characters you should ignore, and specifically tanks, because that is actually something important you guys would like to know. Anyways, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, stay tuned for more content on KonoSuba Fantastic Days. Let's get to 10k subscribers. At 10k subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway, so definitely stay tuned for that. So the website or the guide I will be using was not made by me. Obviously, this guide over here was made by a guy called K-Stay. Well, I'm saying a guy, it might be a girl as well, I don't know. But yeah, K-Stay, shout out to you for making this. This is very, very helpful. I will go ahead and link this down in the description of the video so you guys can go ahead and take a look at this at your own spare time. So going over to the team building section over here now, going over to here, you need to know which characters are used for different roles. So we all know Iris, DPS character, Melissa, also DPS character, Megameme, obviously a DPS character. Now there's actually something I want to talk about before I go into this. I love this game because they actually incorporate the anime elements into this game. Megameme has a very, very strong attack ability. However, after she uses that, she's completely knocked out, which is kind of similar, which actually not kind of, it's definitely similar to how it is in the anime. Once she uses the explosion ability, she is knocked out and she's not able to move, which is very, very nice. Darkness is also similar to the anime version. Darkness is a great tank, very, very amazing character. However, she's unable to hit her enemies. She literally has 0 hit chance. Literally the same in this game. She is very, very good as a tank character. However, she's just not going to be able to hit the enemies, which is not going to be that beneficial, to be honest, because as you progress further in the game, you actually want to just be able to kill through contents relatively faster. And with Darkness, she is a great tank, she's just not going to be useful in the damage department. And next one, we got Aqua as well. Now if you saw the anime, Aqua has a grudge against frog characters because, you know, first season it was fun to see Aqua get slimed up by the frog saliva. She's actually at a disadvantage when she's fighting slime characters, which is very, very similar. There's also another character, I believe it's like Wiz or Liz or someone else, I can't really remember, who is what's it called, can only be healed if Kazuma is doing his own AoE ability. If you saw my last video, I did talk about Kazuma having a AoE heal with his special, which is actually pretty nice, and that is going to be effective if you guys are running the character. I will probably go and take a look at it to find out who it is. But anyways, this is the characters right now available to the game. Now in your team, you actually want to focus on DPS characters or your substitute DPS characters. Healers are alright, but you mainly want to focus on damage. So we got Iris, Megameme, Melissa, and Union as a DPS character. Now the DPS characters, which one would I recommend you guys to reroll for? Melissa being number 1, then Iris or Megameme. Megameme and Iris are pretty close together in my opinion. Megameme has a very, very strong AoE ability that will make her very, very useful in dealing like huge amounts of damage to the bosses or in PvP as well. And Melissa is just overall the best character to go for. Next up, we got the DPS or / support class character. Chris, also a great character I would actually recommend. We got Aru, Dusk, Erika, Maya, and Rin. Going over to the DPS / tank characters, I wouldn't really tell you to focus on. We got Mitsuragi, Wiz, and then we got the support / tank. Actually no, the DPS / tanks are alright, but the support / tanks I would not recommend you guys to use. That is Darkness, Lilia, sorry. And for the sub healers or support or healer class characters, we got Amy, Cecile, and Celio. And for the hybrids, we got Aqua and Kazuma. The role description: DPS self-sufficient with buffs / debuffs and deal high DPS. Support provides allies with buffs or DPS and also deal quite a bit of damage. Importance of damage. Now it's very important to be able to deal damage. That's why I actually recommend you guys to ignore the tanks in the game. Just don't bother with them. For example, darkness, they are not going to be good. You just want to be able to use strong DPS characters, or you will not be able to clear through the stages. Now you do need to focus on elemental weakness as well. Scrolling down at the bottom, I believe every single game has this elemental system where certain characters do extra damage to certain elements. So the thing you guys want to focus on is obviously dark and light characters. They counter each other, so technically they're only going to get extra damage from one element, which is going to be great for PvP as well as PvE content. Certain criticals can also happen during battle. We got the crit hit, elemental weakness damage. You need to pay attention to all of this, because if you get this weak element, it means you're dealing less damage to this elemental type character. So you want to switch out your characters and use a different character that does higher damage to that. Missed characters, you're going to see that a lot if you use darkness. Now, different type of weapons. What I've actually realized is the spare units or spare characters are not the best in the game. You got the staff and swords and daggers who focus on specific attack. Go ahead and take a look at this at your own spare time. Characteristics. Each characters have their own special unique skills, so you definitely want to make sure you build your team around that. Iris has a high physical attack stat as well as a high physical defense stat. Megumi got a high magic attack stats and high magic defense stat. Tanks, for example, Darkness has a high defense in the area. However, there is certain characters that ignore that. So you got Kazuma and Aqua, obviously the odd people in the anime as well. They also have odd abilities in the game. So yeah, you can go ahead and take a look at this as well. Hidden features I like already talked about in the beginning of this video. You guys can go ahead and take a look at that. Fixed stats over here, resistance, power. We're going to be moving now into the main part of this video. Now your main characters, you can go ahead and use any of the 4-star characters you managed to get from the summons you guys are doing. Use them as your main characters. Now the sub characters are characters you can actually incorporate with your unit. So we got Megumi over here, and then as you can see at the bottom, those are the sub units that she has in her. So you got the 3-star Megumi over here, and we also have, is that Union? I think it is, or is that Wiz? I'm not really too sure, but those sub characters are going to be very, very important. So the sub characters, basically what they do is they are your primary boost for your main characters. By teaming up with a specific sub, you can improve a main greatly. First of all, you need to look at your main character's super attack and skills and matching elements. If they do not match, boosting physical or magic type is preferred for overall performance instead of elemental. The sub characters are very important because they give you specific sub traits. So if you take a look at the image right now, the image is showing you the different characters that give her specific substrates that will be very useful for her. So focus on that substrates and use that, or take a look at the characters that you have in your own roster, so you can give Megumi a good substrate. And then we go over to Melissa as well. She also has her own specific one, and it looks like physical damage is what you want to focus on. So using sub characters, you can go ahead and build her up with a high physical damage, and then she'll be able to deal extremely high damage. But there we go. So she is a non-elemental physical damage. Skills is a dark physical damage. And for your option, for the optimum sub, you got Melissa 4-star, and you got physical dagger and the physical damage traits. So that's what you want to go ahead and work with. Which sub to team up with your main. For example, 4-star Iris plus 4-star Iris plus 4-star Iris will provide the most stats to the character Iris, and a 4-star Iris plus 4-star Kazuma plus 4-star Aqua will provide 20% less stats to Iris. So if you use different characters than your main, you will be missing out on a 10% potential stats from each different characters. However, most of the time the traits of the sub will play a bigger role. So yeah, don't really worry about the stats, focus on the traits that the subs bring to your character. So in this one, you can see they are using the same character. This is Iris. So we have a 4-star Iris, and they paired her up with a 3-star Iris plus the 1-star Iris. You do get a 20% buff in stats, but if you take a look at this, you only get the 10% over here. So it's still good to use, especially when you focus on the traits that the specific characters bring you. So yeah, that concludes the video on team building. Making sure you focus on the sub characters you're going to put with your main characters. You can use any of the 4-star characters you have, but make sure your sub characters are also beneficial to your characters. Take a look at which type of traits they are. So hopefully you guys find this video very informative and useful. I will go ahead and link this down in the description of the video, so you guys can go ahead and take a look at that. It's been your boy AC Gamer, and I'm out.